Yes, yeah, no. I'll tell you why, because the OBS has got its own music channel and I didn't realise it was piping that through. Christ. Well, I told you it was gonna go great. So yeah, I'll go back to the start. So for anybody who's just tuning in, the competition was to identify the body parts of 3 freaks. To start with, we had Biddy McMuscle Arms. Yeah, I know, my desk is really small, so my hands and my mic, I haven't got one of those suspended mics, I'm not that rich. Hopefully it all sounds good. This is the trouble with live streaming. So, Beardy McMuscle Arms. He had the beard of the wizard from Ita, and then he had the body of the fantastic diabolic snake, and then the arms from Fight of Animals. Yeah, OBS isn't the best sometimes, especially when you don't live stream on it. It's good for recording, but and then the next freak that they had to identify all the parts from was the beautiful Mr. Oddhead, pretty Mr. Oddhead, and he had bread arms from Dreadnautical. We had the body from Warris DX, the head from Wide Ocean Big Jacket, the sword from Skull Rogue, and then the legs from Shooter, not something Shooter, I can't remember. Troubleshooter. And then finally we had this absolute gentleman here, and he had the 2 seconds. He had the hat from I've got to remember all these games now. I've done myself in here. We'll start with the arm. So the Gravekeeper's arm from Necroworm, RMX Motocross I think it's called, the legs from that. We had the body from looking for tiger arms at first, yeah. The body from Fury Unleashed. We had the pipe from Little Bit War. The head, obviously, from Debtor. And then the arm from that dirty one. I forgot its name now, but it wasn't very good. Yeah, hat was from Tower Tail. It was the rabbit guy from Tower Tail, and the arm was I can't remember the name of it. But anyway, you get the picture. That was the challenge, and 9 of you entered the draw, and you all found all of them. So we've got 9 potential winners. Well, 3 potential winners out of 9 for this draw. So I'll now move on to how the draw is going to work, which I'm sure you're all desperately want to know. So let me just get up what I need to. Yeah, Nirvana Pilot Yume. The filthy game. So this is what the draw is going to be. So we're going to be having a race today Here you can see we've got our 9 races, and this is where our track begins. First, they need to gracefully make their way down through Pachenko Falls before dropping out the bottom, ready to climb the stairway to heaven. After a slow and arduous ascent, the next challenge is the Forest of Doom, where you can see the trees have been laid bare, stripped of any foliage they once had. Following this, we've got the Switchers, followed by Spaghetti Junction. As they make their way through this, they're gonna then drop down into Gusty Canyon, where they're going to be blasted with 500 mph winds. Making their way through the canyon, they're then going to get to Big Barry over here, our resident cannon. After being loaded into Barry, they're going to get launched through the air, hopefully hitting the mark as they pass through this hole into the tumble dryer. After tumbling and drying a bit, they'll eventually drop down through the bottom and hit this chute, which will send them into the final leg of the race. But before that, they've got one final climb, and then it's onto Flip Flop Freeway. And they aren't home and dry just yet, and a leader might find himself to be a loser, as some of these freeways abruptly stop. But if they do manage to make it to safety through the final drop, this will lead them to victory. And that is what's going to happen. So we're going to have 3 races, and each time obviously there's going to be one winner out of them, and each winner is going to win a £15 or $20 gift voucher for the Nintendo store. Now, the race itself isn't entirely safe. I've tested it quite a lot and I've tried to plug all the holes, but even though I've done that, I've sometimes had some people fall along the way. So just because you make it to the end doesn't mean you're necessarily going to win, because you can fall anywhere along the way. So let me get things set up and then we'll switch to our first race. And the annoying thing about this this game is that you can't actually mute the stupid music on it. So I'll have to turn down my desktop audio a little bit. And then hopefully we should be good. Let me know if that's too loud, because I can't tell. Hopefully it isn't too loud. So I'm going to switch across to the actual race itself now, and we'll get our first race underway. Once it's all ready and loaded, hopefully you can all see this and it's all looking good. Let me just check. Yeah, Dean, that was what I was building some of last night, and then I've spent most of the day building it. So is everybody ready for the first race? There's the whole track in all its glory. Right, well, I'll count us in, and then we'll see who's going to win the first voucher. Oh, I'll cover the balls, yeah. My apologies. I'm not too sure why. Hold on a second. Let me just check something, because I did have some overlays. There we go. That's better. I turned them off when I was recording that tester. So I'll go over the balls quickly. Ooh, camera. It's a bit fiddly, this. So we've got Zach Blond, Tommy Attacks, Nick Smith, Mario Lols, ooh, Mark Lee, Cono Dorito, oh man, I can't read what I've put. It's hard remembering everyone's names. Oh yeah, it's a bit better. Jason Porter, Beytrod, and Bayo-Lasher. Yeah, Bayo-Slasher. How's it going, Chris? So, we're going to start our first race in 3, 2, 1. So there they go, falling down, popping out the bottom, climbing the stairway to heaven, and at the moment we've got Condorito in the lead, alongside Nick Smith, sorry. They're the first two to make it into Forest of Doom. The other guys aren't far behind. I don't think we've lost anyone just yet. They'll catch them up at the cannon though. There they go, being loaded into the cannon. Lining up nicely. And I think we're good at the moment. I don't think we've lost anyone, which is a surprise. First in the cannon is Nick Smith, followed by Mario. Oh no. Oh dear. I may need to plug a hole next race. We have lost a few people. We lost quite a few actually. I knew something was going to go wrong. We will fix this for next race, so we're down to 3. We've got Jason Porter, Beytrod, and Bayo-Slasher. That's Jason Porter gone. So the final 2. This is down to the wire. And our first winner is Beytrod. Congratulations. Yeah, quite a lot of people fell. I was trying to play around with stuff before this first race started to try and sort out some stuff, but I know how to fix it. We should have more finishes next race. So whilst I quickly sort out some bits and ready us for the next race, how's everyone finding this? Think this is a good idea or a shit idea or what? I just tend to try out stupid shit and see if it works or not. Yeah, don't worry, Mario, the hole's going to be plugged, ready for the next race. It didn't do that in practice runs, but hopefully, let me just do a quick test run and we'll see if it happens again. It shouldn't do. Can you guys hear the music still, can you? I'm not too sure if it's working or not. Hopefully it's not too loud. I'm just going to quickly do a reset to make sure that we're not going to lose that many people again. So it looks like we're good for next race. I think I managed to sort the issue. I was testing something new out last time. But hopefully this time we're good. Okay, no problem. Let me just try something. Trying to get an audio source on. Hopefully I can sort out some. I'm not entirely sure why it doesn't play sometimes, the music. Give me a second. Let me just sort this out. I'm just going to quickly do a reset and a run through, make sure we're not going to lose so many people next race. Yeah, I will do. I'll remember to move that, remove that ball. So, does anyone have any suggestions for what might be a good game for the next draw? Like, it's hard to find games that you can make stuff on and make it sort of fair. I was messing around with this thing all day today, trying to set it up. So the course is just loading up again, and we'll be ready to start in about a minute. Need to do a quick run through. I'll have to work out how to get music working correctly on the stream next time. My source that I had for the music on there seems to have disappeared for some reason, and I have no idea why. I did have like some cool synthwave music lined up, but I guess that's gone out the window. Okay, it looks like we're good to go. So let me get my camera moved. It's an absolute nightmare to shift it in this. The smash idea. That's pretty cool. Rebel story. Shoot 'em up, not bad. Right, are we ready for the second race? Let me just remove Beytrod. So here we are, back in the race. Now hopefully when I start this, Beytrods will just sit nicely there and everyone else can set off. And it was Beytrod that won last time, wasn't it? Just confirmed before I start with the wrong person locked. It was you that won last time, wasn't it, Beytrod? Okay, cool. So hopefully he'll sit nicely there. So I'll count us in again. 3, 2, 1. Good boy. So here we go again. Down they go. We've got everyone through the first part. That was an absolute pain in the ass to fix before. I used to lose quite a few people on that. And they're all piled up on these stairs. So we've got Josh, Nick and Mark all up front. Mario, Bayo Slasher just behind. Moving through the Forest of Doom and down into Spaghetti Junction, where we tend to lose a couple of people usually because they hit them ramps too fast. But it looks like everyone's moving through quite well. Into the canyon. Down to Big Barry, the bad boy. And our first one's off. So who's going to come out the bottom first? He is steaming ahead. Let's hope you make it through this next section. The cannon's still firing. Zach's up front. But let's see what happens here. This is the last hurdle. It looks like it's going to be good. How he managed to steam ahead like that, I don't know. And there's our second winner, Zach Blond. Congrats. Everyone else is crawling a little. I don't know what slowed them down so much on this run. Usually everyone's quite close. At least we had more finish that time. 5. Well done, Zach. I'll just get things set up for the final race. It's a good little game, this, actually. I had fun playing around, making stuff. It did take forever, like. but hopefully it was worth it. Hopefully it's enjoyable enough for a draw. So should we get straight into our final race? Let me just have a quick drink. No, it's not a pinball maker. I'll show you what it is after I've finished this final race. We'll get into that, and then I'll stay around for a bit of a chat if you guys want, or we can talk on Discord. The Discord's in the top corner for anyone watching, in the top left if anyone wants to join the Discord. I'm always kicking about, and we've got some good guys on there. I don't know if anyone else other than the guys that are actually on the Discord are watching though, but yeah, hop on if you're up for a chat and stuff. So let's get into our final race. So here we can see Zach and Beytrod taken out of the competitors. So yeah, let's cheer on your marbles for one last race. And I'll count us in. 3, 2, 1. And off we go again. Down they fall. Oh, somebody's gone. Who was that? Somebody fell at the first hurdle. Bayo Slasher. Sorry about that, man. There are some tiny holes in there. 90% of the time people make it through, but I did say there was going to be some casualties along the way. So up front we've got Mark, Mario and Condorito moving through the Forest of Doom. But it's not far behind. Looks like everyone's making it through Spaghetti Junction, but Mario's off to the side. Oh dear. He fell off, and then we've got another one. Tommy Attacks has gone as well. Oh. Who's left then? That was a bad Spaghetti Junction. That was a really bad Spaghetti Junction. This may be a re-race. A lot of times most people make it through there, but we're down to like 2 competitors after Spaghetti Junction. That's so unpredictable, that part of the track as well. I put them fans there to try and slow people down when they hit them, but we're down to Mark. And Conor Dorito. Oh shit. Camera's gone. This is not looking good. Cause I guess it's down to Mark now. Unless he falls at this last final drop. Oh, not Mark. It's Nick, innit? What am I on about? And there we have our final winner. Nick Smith. I have no idea why I was calling him Mark, but it's Nick Smith. Sorry about everybody who fell. Hopefully, if I do another one of these and I can make another track if we want to do this again, then I'll plug more holes. But generally, it went okay. Those were some decent runs. I've had it before where we've lost like every single person, but that last run was bad. I mean, you can see here, this never happens. I've never seen this happen before. He's like wedged behind the fans Jason Porter though. And then we lost like 2 or 3 on Spaghetti Junction. So congratulations to the winners. Hopefully even the losers enjoyed this. I won't call you losers, but you are. So yeah, that was the draw. So our final winners were Beytrod, Zach Blond and Nick Smith. I don't know where, I think you fell maybe straight away, maybe that's you, Condorito, or maybe that's you actually. You were in the final leg as well, weren't you? I think that might be you down there, just lying on the ground. But yeah, I'll leave the chat up for a little while if you guys want to ask any questions. The game that I was designing this in is called Marble Run. Let me just get the OBS to switch to it. So this is what was used to create it. It's quite a cool little game. You can load loads of people's different tracks and that. You can sort of build your own. I mean, there's some mental ones here like this. What is going on here? I have got no idea. I mean, mine was relatively simple in comparison to that one. Shift that across. No problem, Nick. Glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, Bill. So I'll show you where I was having problems on this one. So these weren't too bad. The problem is trying to make it as random as possible. The only thing that they have built in to make it a little bit random is these switches, which is sort of why I put this last bit at the end of it. And then obviously if people overtake on the actual stairs and stuff. But I tried to make a lot of things random in it, which was actually quite difficult. The main sort of random elements were these switches, and then you can see here where I tried to block off parts because they were coming down these ramps way too fast. And then I tried to put fans here to sort of slow speed, which did help quite a bit. Obviously not very well on that final race. And then I just tried to, like, they were falling off the edges here, so I just tried to block these off, tried to make it a bit random where people fall through here. You give different chutes leading to different ramps. The biggest pain in the ass was this very first bit. So let me just switch this. And then we'll go behind the scenes here. Oh, we'll go the other side actually. 2 secs. So that's like the Pachenko thing. So I was having some real issues with people getting caught up on these little side parts. So the angles of these are like specifically designed to make sure no one gets caught in it, but I was still having issues. And then when they get to the grate here, these little holes, you can't just like stick stuff in. You can't just sort of block holes all the time. I had to move all these along. But yeah, it's worth trying out. It's not very expensive either, I don't think, the actual game itself. Hopefully I'm showing. God damn it. I know. 2 seconds. Give me a sec. I'll go through a couple of parts that I was just talking about. I've got like 2 windows and about 10 different screens open at the same time. So this is the Pachenko part. I had to angle them all to avoid people getting stuck as they fell down, and then when they hit these grids I had to try and block off the edges, because there's still little holes that you can't plug a lot of the time. That was the biggest pain in the ass to start with, that part, and then moving down to here, it was just a challenge to sort of try and make things random where people fell down, so it wasn't the same route that everyone took all the time. So I tried to do a similar thing here with these and stop people falling off the edges with the ramps and the fans. And then you'd have random people drop into each of these to hit the different sort of tracks in Spaghetti Junction, and these fans trying to slow them down, stop them shooting off the edge like a lot of them did on the that final race. But yeah, it's quite a challenge to make one of these tracks random. Cheers, Bayo. I'm glad you liked it. Yeah, maybe in future I'll do another one and bring Big Barry back again for another track. See where life takes him. But the only real random thing built in are these switches, so you can sort of switch people between different tracks. And I thought at the last part, because sometimes you get people who are ahead by a mile, like on that second race, so these switches give the other guys that are behind a chance if they switch it a certain way, because these start random when you start the game. But yeah, hopefully you all enjoyed it. Jump on the Discord if you're not already on there, and we'll chat then. I'm gonna end the stream now because I think it's been going 40 odd minutes and I've been talking shite for the past 10 minutes. So yeah, congrats to the winners, and I look forward to doing the next one of these. And I'll catch you all later or on Discord. Big Bad Barry. I'm not actually sure. I'm not actually sure if that was one. I just decided to name the cannon Big Bad Barry or Big Barry. Oh yeah, one last question. How did you find the live stream in comparison to me doing an edited version of a draw? Was this better or worse? Would you prefer me to do an edited version? I know I had a bit of a fuck about with stuff, so it wasn't as smooth as I'd have hoped. And I'm getting used to OBS as well. But it's all up to you guys. I don't mind either way. Okay, I'll ask the question on Discord. I will catch you guys in a bit. Cool. I'm glad you thought so, Condorito. I may do a live stream again, and maybe it'll be a bit more smooth. But we'll see. Depends what I choose to do next. What stupid shit I decide to think up next. But anyway. Thanks to everybody for watching, and hopefully we'll get a lot more contenders in future, and I can do something even more mental with more people, but that's yet to be seen. So hopefully the channel will continue to grow. If you're not subscribed, subscribe if you're watching this, and then enter the draws. Partake, join the Discord up in the top left corner, and yeah, I've been Got Cake. Thanks all once again for watching. And until next time, game on.